Some women don't chase. They simply turn inward quiet, still, untouchable. And yet, they haunt a man's mind long after she's gone. Not because she tried to be remembered, but because her silence forced him to face what he never wanted to see himself. This is the silent woman's power. Not loud, not reactive, not seeking validation, but deeply rooted in the knowing that her worth does not tremble when someone fails to recognize it. He meets her and feels a strange pull, not just to her beauty, but to the space around her, the way she holds her energy like a mirror he can't escape. At first, he sees a fantasy, an image shaped by his own projections, the perfect nurturing anima he's been searching for since before he understood what desire even meant. But slowly, that fantasy begins to break. Her silence doesn't feed his ego. Her absence doesn't beg for his return. Her distance unsettles him because it exposes his own emotional hunger, his own unhealed longing to be mothered, praised, adored. She becomes the mirror he cannot shatter. And in that reflection, he faces his own shadow, his fear of inadequacy, his desperation to be chosen, his addiction to control. When the silent woman withdraws, a man's mind starts to echo. He replays every moment, searching for the missing rhythm. What did he say wrong? What changed? But the truth is far more subtle. She changed her frequency. She no longer operates from the emotional wounds that once made her seek connection through pain. She no longer interprets his distance as rejection, nor his silence as power. She's learned to sit with the discomfort, to transmute it into clarity. And this is where his obsession begins, because the very energy that once sought him has now turned inward. What once validated his dominance now challenges his identity. Every man's ego trembles before the woman who doesn't need him. Not in rebellion, but in quiet sovereignty. He senses that she cannot be possessed, and his psyche rebels. The masculine archetype within him, the hero, the pursuer, the conqueror, awakens with a kind of primal urgency. But beneath that instinct lies fear, the fear that he is no longer the center of her orbit. She has become the moon that pulls his tides, not through force, but through gravity. And gravity does not chase. It simply exists anchored, inevitable, irresistible. She used to speak to be understood. Now she speaks only when truth demands it. She used to seek safety and reassurance, but now she finds it in stillness. Through shadow work, she met her own inner masculine, the part of her that holds boundaries, that protects without aggression, that provides structure without dominance. And when her inner union was formed, external chaos lost its power, because she represents not the woman he can possess, but the one who awakens his evolution. Her silence becomes the temple of his transformation, a sacred space he cannot enter until he dismantles his own ego. The silent woman doesn't punish through distance. She liberates through awareness. Her detachment is not coldness. It's self-possession. She no longer abandons herself to be understood. She no longer bleeds to be loved. She walks with the wisdom of contrast. That love without self-awareness is dependency, and passion without depth is performance. Her quiet no longer hides weakness. It reveals mastery. A man cannot dominate a woman who has met the parts of herself that once begged for his approval. He can only orbit her, hoping that her stillness might teach him how to meet his own reflection without running from it. And so he returns, not because she asked, but because her silence became a mirror for his awakening. He does not chase her body. He chases the peace he once felt in her presence. But she no longer waits, for she has already become the thing she sought, the balance, the mystery, the wholeness within herself. The woman who walks away in silence isn't weak. She simply sees more. And what she sees no longer needs to be understood.